Hello everyone, this is Mario. It's been a long time, but welcome back to my channel. It feels good. It feels good to be able to say this again. It's been a really long time since I last recorded a video to upload on YouTube. I've been wanting to do it for some time now. But yeah, some of you know that I've been focusing on streaming and on Twitch for the past year or so. And I've been enjoying it, but I've also wanted to, for a few months now, I've wanted to come back to videos for YouTube. And what a better chance for that than the Tour de France that just started. We already rode, we already had 2 stages in real life. By the time I'm starting to record this, I was supposed to actually release the first set of stages before the first stage in real life, but yeah, life happened and I wasn't able to record. But anyway, here I am today to bring you the first 5 stages of what is, I expect, going to be an entertaining race, and hopefully I can deliver something like that in Pro Cycling Manager, and hopefully you will be able to enjoy it. So for this one, I will be riding with Bora-hansgrohe. I don't really have the real kit they are going to use, or they are using already in the real life in the Tour de France. But I decided to go with them because it's a team I really enjoy, and they have quite a few strong riders, but not the OP riders in terms of GC. We have Wilco Kelderman, probably going to be my leader for this one. Also Kelderman-Buchmann. At the beginning, I will think that Kelderman is going to be the leader, is a better rider in time trials, and that's going to make the difference because we are going to have quite a few kilometers of that in this race. And of course we have King Peter Sagan, who is going to be our main sprinter, and obviously I want to win the green jersey with Sagan, and it would be nice to get a podium with Kelderman or Buchmann. It's going to be really hard to win this one because, there are 2 Slovenian guys. I don't know if you ever heard of them, Tadej Pogačar and Primož Roglič, and they seem to be very good in this cycling thing. So for this first video, we're going to ride the first 5 stages, and we're going to start with 2 hilly stages, quite similar between them, already rode in real life, as I said. Yeah, it's going to be 2 stages with a punchy finish, and after that we're going to have 2 stages that really suit the sprinters. So it's going to be a chance for Peter Sagan to try to take the win. Of course, he's going to be facing the likes of Caleb Ewan and Arnaud Démare. And we are going to finish the episode, or the first video, with the first real day for the GC riders. It's going to be an individual time trial, 25 kilometers long, and it's basically flat. So the stage is now underway, and we have -1 day on Peter Sagan. It could be a chance for us, a shot for us to take the stage win. He's not having the best of days. Still not impossible to win it with him, but it's not going to be that easy. We have Kelderman on the +1. Also Conrad and Buchmann are on a 0 day. Maybe Conrad and Kelderman actually might be better options to try to take the stage win. So we are now 125 kilometers from the finish, and we're approaching the 3rd KOM of the day. The first 2 were taken by Cyril Lemoine and Victor Delaparte respectively. So they each have 1 point. They are trying to go for the 2 points in this category 3 climb here. Victor Delaparte is going to take them, and so he's going to take the lead in the KOM competition. So far, nothing really happening. Back in the peloton, they are nearly 5 minutes behind the breakaway riders. So we are now approaching the intermediate sprint, 5 kilometers to go for the peloton. The first 3 riders in the breakaway are still going to... No, and Buchmann crashes! Emmanuel Buchmann crashes. Damn it. I need to drop someone, I guess, but I need to take the points here with Peter Sagan. I'll have to deal with that later. Let's go up to 95 with Daniel Loss. 99. Oh man, Buchmann might be out of the GC already. Let's start sprinting with Daniel Loss. And let's go with Peter Sagan now. Caleb Ewan is going on Sagan's wheel, and Caleb Ewan is going to be first. He took the points there. He took the points ahead of us, and now I need... Oh no! Buchmann is out. Emmanuel Buchmann is out of the race in stage 1. I cannot believe this. Well, at least we know who our leader is going to be. So we are now 43 kilometers actually from the finish line, and we have Lukas Postelberger and Niels Pollitt pacing at the front of the peloton. We're trying to stretch this and maybe drop a few of the sprinters. Not that they are probably going to contend for the stage win, but if we can put some of the teams in trouble, in difficulty, it's probably going to help Peter Sagan in this one, or Kelderman maybe, who knows. But yeah, I'm so gutted with losing Emmanuel Buchmann on the first stage. It was a really quiet first half of the stage, but then crashes started to happen. There were a few others, but no one else abandoned. Buchmann is out. I cannot believe this. And we're now 20 kilometers from the finish. There's no breakaway. A few other teams have joined in the effort at the front of the peloton. We have ISN and the Koenig as well. Movistar is here. We still have Pollitt and Postelberger, although the pace now seems to be too rapid for them, and they are going to struggle a bit to stay in this group, in the front group. Actually, even our other riders are struggling a bit. Peter Sagan is dropping a bit behind. Peter, what are you doing? And we are seeing some gaps being created, and Peter Sagan is dropped behind. We got Peter Sagan back at the front, and there are attacks. Alaphilippe, Van der Poel, Godou, and Michael Woods are trying to go for it. Oh, and I'm losing touch with this. Let's just focus on bringing our guys to the front. Conrad is doing well, but Kelderman needs to move more to the front. Peter Sagan as well. Let's make sure we don't lose contact with the front riders. It's Alaphilippe and Mathieu Van der Poel are going away. And we are now 5 kilometers from the finish, 4 kilometers actually from the finish. Let's actually have Peter Sagan is not going to take it. Let's go 93 with Kelderman. Let's keep shelling, protecting. Kelderman is here, Alaphilippe at the front, Mathieu Van der Poel attacking with Michael Woods on the wheel. Let's maybe try to take Patrick Conrad for the win. This is looking potentially good for Conrad. Let's go, Kelderman up to 97. It's going 99, and let's start sprinting with Conrad. Can he take the win? I think he is. No, Tadej Pogacar, he steals the win on the line. Tadej Pogacar ahead of Patrick Conrad. Wilco Kelderman is third. Oh, we missed the win by a tiny bit. So Tadej Pogacar is the first one to step on the podium of the Tour de France, winning stage 1. There were no time gaps, at least between the top 10 riders. We didn't lose any time with Kelderman, so that's a good thing, and he even gets a few bonus seconds. So he's third in the GC. Victor de la Parte is going to be the first one to wear the polka dot jersey, and Patrick Conrad is going to be wearing the green jersey in stage 2, but it's going to be courtesy of Tadej Pogacar because he's the leader in the points classification. Pogacar is also, of course, the best young rider in the race. I mean, yeah, he's leading it and he's young, so he gets it. And we are the best team by 1 second ahead of Ineos. There was a 10-second gap for some riders, so we see Jakob Fuglsang, Richie Porte, Bauke Mollema losing 10 seconds. We also have Geraint Thomas losing 52 seconds already. Miguel Angel Lopez 118 down. Enric Mas, oh, this is terrible for Movistar. This is terrible for them. Gegenhardt also losing the same time. Sergio Higuita here as well. Apart from that, the big news of the day is that Kelderman-Buchmann is also out of the GC contention and is not even going to be able to help Wilco Kelderman in the remaining 20 stages. And so we start stage 2, and we have a beautiful sunny day after a day with a lot of rain and that potentially caused plenty of crashes. We are once again not going to go in the breakaway, but some riders are going to go in the breakaway already. Luis Mentiez is the first one to attack. We're seeing the inside of the riders quite a lot, so this motorbike camera is quite nice. But yeah, so we are going to finish in the Mur de Bretagne. It's going to be a similar finish to what we had today, and potentially we are going to try to win it this time with Patrick Conrad here wearing the green jersey. I wanted to be on the yellow one, but yeah, that wasn't possible. Hopefully today we can make it a win for Bora-hansgrohe. So we are now approaching the intermediate sprint of the day, with Daniel Loss already trying to take Peter Sagan to position. We have Anthony Perez and Nans Peters together with Tosh van der Sande in the breakaway yet. Still, I mean. Van der Sande took 2 of the KOM sprints earlier. Nans Peters took 1. Anthony Perez really showing is not really in form for this one because he didn't take anything. And I lost a bit of time here. Let's start sprinting with Daniel Loss. I'm going too late. Let's go with Peter Sagan now. Can we maybe still take... we were, I think, 4th in this one. I think we got 4th here, just behind Caleb Ewan. So 2nd in the peloton. Once again, let's just confirm that. Exactly, we got, again, beaten by Caleb Ewan. But it's still good. It's all good. No problem. We're gonna get this. So we are now approaching the first passage through the Mur de Bretagne. We still have another category 4 climb just before that. It's a really small climb. Still Tosh van der Sande at the front, like 25 seconds ahead. We now have Postelberger and Schelling prepared to relay at the front. We want to force the pace a bit, but other teams seem to think the same. I think Van der Sande still takes this point, so he moves to the provisional lead of the KOM competition. Let's make sure we up this to 90 so that they do not drop. And I am actually considering to try to take the stage win with Peter Sagan because he's on a +3, is having 79 hill and 83 resistance. So maybe he's going to be our guy to try and take this. I see Tadej Pogacar and Michael Woods at the front. Oh, Schelling, stop pacing. Stop pacing because I don't want to take these guys. So we're getting to the Mur once more. We have attacks by Aramburu. I'm going with Conrad on the wheel of... with Sagan on the wheel of Conrad. Let's see how this goes. Conrad pushing quite hard. I hope I don't destroy Peter Sagan here. Quite possibly going to happen. We're 1 kilometer from the finish. Let's keep Conrad going for as long as we can, but Sagan is done. Sagan is done. Let's sprint anyway, but it's going to be a win for Roglic. Yeah, Primož Roglic takes it, and we fail miserably once again. So Primož Roglic takes the stage win, and I just realized that I had my camera during the stage always in front of the profile of the stage, which was really well done. Well done. Noob YouTuber. Pogacar keeps the lead in the GC, now 6 seconds ahead of Primož Roglic. Patrick Conrad is 3rd and Kelderman 4th. There were a few gaps. Wout Poels losing time again, Marc Soler again, but they are basically out. Jack Haig losing 48 more seconds. Who else may have lost some time? The gaps with GC contenders are not as big in this one as they were in stage 1. There was a bit more chaos in that stage. So we have Nairo Quintana again losing 1 minute. So things really don't look well for the Colombian rider. So stage 3 is underway, and we have 179 kilometers between Lorient and Pontivy, and the first chance for the sprinters to take the stage win. It's quite interesting because the approach has a downhill. So we'll see. We'll have to be very well positioned at the start of that downhill, because it might be a bit tricky to then get the correct position because that's going to be the downhill is going to finish really close to the finish line. So yeah, we're not going to send anyone in the breakaway again. We have Peter Sagan on a +1. So in today's stage, we have 4 riders in the breakaway. We have Dmitry Gruzdev, who is the first one to attack for this KOM sprint. We also have Sean Bennett now leading the sprint, and he's going to be the one taking the point ahead of Ollenstein, Reto Ollenstein, and Michael Schar. So these are the 4 riders here. None of them has any points yet in the KOM competition. So this means that Tadej Pogačar is still going to be leading it at the end of the stage. So we are now approaching the intermediate sprint. The first 4 riders are going to be the ones in the breakaway, but there are still going to be 11 points, I believe, available for the peloton, and I'm in a terrible position here with Politin and Peter Sagan. Let's start sprinting with Politin. Let's go with Peter Sagan. We're maybe not even going to get any points. We're going to get a few, but this was terrible. This was absolutely terrible. Yeah, we got like 2 points, I think. No, maybe 5. We got 5 points with Peter Sagan. I'm still nailing everything, right? We are now 15 kilometers from the finish line. There's no breakaway left. They have just been caught, the final riders. We have our sprint train already assembled with Daniel Loss leading it. Then we're gonna have basically Niels Pollitt leading out Peter Sagan. Sagan is on a good day. Let's hopefully make this work. So we have 8 kilometers left now. Let's start using our energy gels and preparing everyone already for this. Let's use the energy gel also on Conrad and Kelderman. Let's go with Daniel Loss already on 95. He's on a really poor day, so I think we can do that. Let's go 90 now with Posselberger on a really strong day with 81 flat. And we're approaching too fast. We're approaching too fast for my liking. We have the downhill section now, still 3 kilometers to go. And we're on the flat. We're on the flat now. Let's maybe start sprinting with Ide Schelling. And Niels Pollitt can go now with Peter Sagan coming from his wheel. Are we going to take the win? We're not going to take the win. We are not going to take the win once again. And this was terrible. This was terrible. Caleb Ewan takes it ahead of Wout van Aert, Jasper Philipsen, Greipel. We got beaten by André Greipel. That's how bad I played. Niels Pollitt was actually our best finisher. Sagan was 14th. This was... I don't know what this was. Yeah, this was terrible. This was terrible. I still cannot play this apparently. Caleb Ewan is the new leader in the points classification. Sagan is only 3rd. Quite a big gap. 32 points behind the Australian. Mistakes have been made, definitely. We still lead the Movistar classification, so that's something. So no one loves to see Peter Sagan in 14th. So yeah, that's what happened. Let's just skip this. Just confirm that there were no time gaps. There were a few time gaps, but not for GC contenders. Only Benoit Cosnefroy and Quentin Paché lost time in today's stage. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. So we are starting in Redon today, going for 154 kilometers until Fougères, if I'm not mistaken. Right, yeah, Fougères. And it's another flat one. This one even flatter than the previous one. At least the finish is flatter. So hopefully we're going to be able to nail the sprint train to perfection. Sagan again on a +2 day, 80 sprint, 81 resistance. Let's see if we can make it this time. So we are now approaching the intermediate sprint. We are 5 kilometers away from it, at least the peloton is. Only 3 riders left in the breakaway, which means there are 13 points available for the peloton. And the sprint is at the top of a slight hill, so maybe we can have an advantage with Sagan over Caleb Ewan. Let's actually start pacing harder with Daniel Oss. Let's go up to 99 with him already. And maybe wait a bit. Let's start sprinting with him now. And let's go with Peter Sagan. This was too late. I'm going to be beaten again by Caleb Ewan. Damn it. God damn it. I really cannot make this work. I really cannot. So 9 kilometers to go, and we have our train assembled with Sagan having trouble in getting into position. My riders, I mean, I've had this train set for a long time already, but Schelling and Sagan were kind of blocked quite early, and I don't know, I wasn't able to bring Sagan back in proper time. Things are apparently better now, so we have Posselberger, then Pollitt, Schelling, and Sagan. Sagan being blocked again. Let's go up to 99. This is not going to go well for us. I feel it already. So Posselberger, let's start sprinting with Niels Pollitt, with Schelling going now, and Sagan can go with 1k to go. Let's see. We have Tim Merlier taking it, and Sagan is going to be second. No, he's even third behind Arnaud Demar. That was a great sprint by Alpecin Phoenix. Philipsen leading out Tim Merlier very nicely. We finished ahead of Caleb Ewan, so that's okay-ish. Another missed chance. It's a podium for Peter Sagan, but definitely not the position I wanted. Tim Merlier is the one celebrating at the top. We are now 31 points behind Caleb Ewan, so we improved a bit. We were 32 points behind him, and we are now only 31. We don't have enough stages if we want to take 1 point every stage. So yeah, it's another podium, but Peter Sagan once more not taking the win. Ida Schelling was in a great day. He actually did a good lead out, but I should have started everything way sooner. But yeah, we're missing our chances to take the stage wins. But the next one is going to be the first chance for the GC riders to prove what they're worth, with a 25.9 kilometer long individual time trial with which we are going to finish this episode. Hopefully Wilco Kelderman is going to be on a good day, and we are going to be able to at least not lose a lot of time. Time trials really are different in PCM 21 from what they used to be. I'm still not really certain of how to ride them, and I'm really not certain how to ride this one. So our next rider is Niels Pollitt. Is on a really good day, a +2 and 77 time trial. So I'm definitely going to try something with him. I have to. I really have to. Let's try to use something similar to what I did with Daniel Oss. So let's see how Pollitt is doing in the first checkpoint. 54 seconds behind the best time. Is it still Kung? It's still Kung. 54 seconds down on the first checkpoint. So Pollitt is now 2 kilometers from the finish. Let's try to up it a bit here. He still has some energy left. 1K to go. Oh, I think I overdid it. I overdid it here. And he crosses the line, 118 down. So Ide Schelling is now approaching the second intermediate checkpoint and is 42 seconds down. It's not too bad. And we're about to start with Kelderman as Schelling is nearing the finish, and I totally missed it. Let's go 99 with him. Ah, man. And now I overdid it. Perfect. This was absolutely perfect. 103 down. So Kelderman now approaching the first checkpoint, and he's currently already 52 seconds down on Wout van Aert, I guess. Yes, Wout van Aert has the best time, but it's a terrible, terrible time for Kelderman. Oh, this is not going to be good for us. So approaching now the second checkpoint, and Kelderman 1 minute down. He's losing 1 minute. Oh man, Kelderman, Conrad was already 102 down in the first checkpoint. This is not gonna end well. But Roglic also losing 46 seconds. And 51 for Pogačar in the first checkpoint. What the heck? They are definitely not doing too well. Let's go up to 87 here with Kelderman. Let's see, I think I went too hard too soon. Let's see, Wout van Aert is still the leader. Let's push it now up to 99 with Kelderman. I didn't use everything, 129 down. We have Michael Woods here. Let's see, Patrick Conrad now approaching this final hill. I think I can go 90 with him. Michael Woods is going to drop a lot of time. 148, so he does worse than Kelderman. Now Conrad approaching the end, and is gonna lose a bit of time here at the end. So it was 117 down, now 142. Roglic was losing 53 seconds, 101 for Pogačar. He's really not doing that well. Roglic loses 1 minute and 1 second, and Tadej Pogačar now about to, well, he's still 1K from the finish, and he's going to lose a lot of time today. He loses 109. Actually, his end of the time trial was not that terrible, but this was quite surprising. I did not see these results coming. We have Wout van Aert winning the time trial ahead of Stefan Kung. Then Pello Bilbao is probably the best GC rider in this time trial. The only one maybe in the top 10, and he actually takes the lead in the GC. 23 seconds ahead of Wout van Aert, 29 ahead of Primož Roglic. We have Ide Schelling. Ide Schelling is our best rider in the GC. He's 10th at the moment, 1 minute behind Pello Bilbao. So Wout van Aert takes a stage win ahead of Stefan Kung. Everything is normal there. That's not a big surprise. But then when you look further down, you have Davide Formolo with 71 time trial in 8th and Paré-Pantre in 9th. Christophe Laporte finishing in 13th. All of them ahead of Primož Roglic, who was only 19th, 1 minute and 2 seconds down, and Tadej Pogačar even further down. He was 1 minute and 10 down, in 30th in the time trial. So yeah, these don't really work as well as they used to. There's something odd in the way time trials work in PCM 21. We ended up losing 130 with Kelderman, which is not terrible. We only lost about 30 seconds to Pogačar and Roglic, but we did lose a lot of time to Pello Bilbao, who is the new GC leader. So he's going to be in yellow for stage 6. He's currently ahead of Wout van Aert and Primož Roglic, 23 seconds ahead of Wout van Aert. Our best rider in the GC is Ide Schelling, 10th in the GC, 1 minute down. Kelderman is 14, only 3 seconds down on Schelling. So yeah, there's still plenty of racing to come, and the mountains are still to come. It's a shame we don't have Kelderman-Buchmann to help us out in those stages, but we're going to try our best in what is to come in the race. So I hope you enjoyed this first episode. I hope it's not going to end up being too long. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe if you like my content. Also hit the like button if you like the video. And I hope to see you all next time for stages 6 to 10 of the Tour de France 2021 in Pro Cycling Manager. See you next time.